Now at 9, one Muncie couple is sharing their story through tattoos, how they're leaving their mark on the community.
Next, a local tight-knit group meets weekly to de-stress. Learn what this means.
Then how one farmer is expanding her business. See how she's promoting shopping local.
And Minnetrista is preparing for the winter months, how you can get involved.
And I'll be tracking rain chances for your work week. NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Abby Urban.
And I'm Josh Gabbard.
Muncie is well known for its arts community. One couple's expressing their art on a different type of canvas. NewsLink Indiana's Aiden Murray went over to Fox and Sparrow to see how they combine their love for art and each other.
On the corner of Walnut and Adams, near the heart of downtown Muncie, sits Fox and Sparrow Tattoo. The shop opened up in 2022 on North Wheeling, but would later move to its current location at the start of 2024. And the owners of the shop have certainly left their mark within the community.
We both really love Muncie. We love the people in Muncie. And we just want to be able to provide like a good, clean, honest space.
Joshua and Samantha Chatwin are the husband and wife duo who started the business. Together they have over 25 years of tattooing experience. Their story began with ink after they first met at a tattoo shop where Samantha was an apprentice. Joshua said the connection was almost instant.
Caused a little bit of strife at the old shop with the old owner because they did, you don't really want couples, but he fought it for a while until he realized that we were actually pretty serious, and he ended up officiating our wedding, so the previous owner of that shop.
They started Fox and Sparrow to build a place which focused on artistic designs, each piece fueled by a deep respect for the rich and technical history of tattooing. Throughout the shop, inspiration for each artist's style and work can be seen, but it's the shop's philosophy that truly sets it apart.
Our biggest focus since opening Fox and Sparrow has been to make it accessible and friendly, like almost a customer service front, in the forefront.
The Chatwins find pride in the legacy they have built within the community. Between running the shop and their lives, Josh and Samantha efficiently weave together the love for their shop and each other.
They're together, but you don't really think of them as like some sort of like husband and wife. You think of them as tattooers here.
Since its creation, the shop has not only provided talented artists with an outlet, but has also forged a strong bond with the community, a connection that the Chatwins are hopeful to continue growing. In Muncie, Aiden Murray, NewsLink Indiana.
Fox and Sparrow plan on continuing with some of their charity work. Any information for these events can be found on their website, foxandsparrowtattoo.com.
At the Cup in the Village, a weekly event invites people to do needlework and socialize. What came from its over 10-year-long run was an escape for both experienced and new members. NewsLink Indiana's Daniel Huber tells us about how people are creating a patchwork of friends.
Every Sunday at 3 o'clock, a small group forms at the corner of a coffee shop and begins to pull out their craft supplies. They're here to do two things.
Stitch and bitch.
Stephanie Keller, cross-stitching a bookmark of the Shire from Lord of the Rings, has been a part of the Muncie chapter of the Stitch and Bitch for 10 years. As someone who works from home, she says it's the best part of her week.
So this is my time to get out and socialize. I've gotten several people back into cross-stitch because I was originally the only cross-stitcher in the group. And it's just every Sunday we get together and we have a lot of fun.
The Stitch and Bitch has its roots in World War II, and while the world was tied up in knots, women back home formed knitting clubs to do what the name suggests. The gathering is not only for people who do needlework, though.
Some people bring their sketchbooks and stuff. Riley here likes to bring a lot of alternative stuff like gluing googly eyes on things.
As the day goes on, more people join the circle, and what once started as 3 people quickly became 12 crafters. Crafters that became new friends for Corvid Lansall.
For the longest time, I convinced myself that I was incapable of making friends, and the people who were friends with me, it was like, yeah, they don't want to be my friend. They don't actually like me. I was like, no, they do like me, and I'm capable of having people like me.
After going to the gatherings for 3 weeks, the art and the community helped Lansall get rid of this 13-year-long mental struggle.
There are people in my corner, and I'm totally capable of having more than like 3 people in my corner. I can have whole communities, and that's really nice.
A community formed one stitch at a time. In Muncie, Daniel Huber, NewsLink, Indiana.
The club meet every Sunday at 3 o'clock, so much so that the baristas have the drinks already prepared for the regular members. To learn more, you can visit the Stitch and Bitch Facebook group. That's in with an apostrophe.
You know, Josh, with this colder weather, those crafting events inside look very, very appealing.
Yeah, it's no longer the summer Muncie months that we were having.
Ooh.
I'm not complaining by any means. I do enjoy the indoors, but it's a very different vibe these days.
I'm hoping it's going to be a little warmer. Noah, what you got for us?
Yeah, guys, well, it's perfect craft or cross-stitch weather, especially another cool Monday fall-like evening across most of the Midwest here. We zoom into East Central Indiana here. We can see temperatures really cooling off. 54 in Muncie, 56 in Indianapolis, 54 in Lafayette, a little cooler, 51 in South Bend as we head through tonight. It's really going to cool down here into the lower 50s and even down into the 40s overnight here. But we're going to be tracking three things tonight. We're going to be tracking the tropics, especially Hurricane Melissa, some rain chances for your week, and will it rain on Halloween? I'll have all this and more coming up in my full forecast later in the show.
Thank you, Noah. A small farm in Northern County that's just starting. NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter went to the farm last year to learn more about Elizabethtown, and now a year later, she has an update.
Last fall, I visited the Elizabethtown Farm Store to learn more about their business. And now a year later, they've transformed this business into a storefront.
Everybody was like, well, you need to have your own little store, and so it just kind of pushed me to do this, and we searched for a little building that would fit perfectly. I knew about the size that I wanted, and yeah, made it happen this summer.
From starting at farmers markets to festivals, Wendy Back turned her dreams into a reality. She says her storefront was inspired by the original general store in Elizabethtown, inviting everyone from the community to shop locally.
It's great to have a little storefront like this so people can still come and get, just like the goat's milk, lotion, and soap,
Her storefront is not only home to her products.
So I have 6 different vendors that have their items in here as well. All the sewing items, the soup koozie bowls, the bonnets, the purses. She has aprons back there. She also brings baked goods on Fridays. Her name is Vicki, and she is at Albany Farmers Market.
The store also offers honey, skincare, and other local products. Wendy says the support from the community is endless.
I love supporting other small businesses. I love it when people have supported me and have my candles in their stores and places. So I can't make all of this on my own.
Wendy plans to continue her store year-round and attend the indoor farmers market at the Miniaturista. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
Elizabethtown Farms prides themselves on having good-for-you products. The stores open on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the afternoon. To check out Wendy's store, visit her website at elizabethtownfarms.square.site or her Facebook page at Elizabethtown Farms.
Need a place to volunteer?
Love plants and nature?
Miniaturista Art and Gardens are getting ready for the cooler months and are looking for enthusiastic volunteers. NewsLink Indiana's Essence Eaton went to the garden to hear from the horticulture specialist for herself.
Miniaturista Museum and Gardens, built off the Ball Brothers estate, has many different things to offer, like the cultural gardens, orchid shop, and natural trails. Locals around Muncie often visit for field trips, volunteering, dates, and other seasonal events.
Then we have different opportunities just all across the campus with our special events. Fairy Sprites and Lights happens in July. Enchanted Luminaria Walk is coming up here in December. These are opportunities that happen campus-wide, and we're always looking for the help of volunteers.
The volunteers have been helping out at the gardens for years. Volunteer Melissa Esther has been volunteering for 4 years. She says her favorite part is the impact she makes.
Favorite part about volunteering is being around the community, learning about new plants, learning how to grow more food, being part of the Muncie culture and history.
Miniaturista has yearly volunteer opportunities for everyone to get involved. The next Miniaturista opportunity will be the Enchanted Luminary event in December. In Muncie, Essence Eaton, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information on events and volunteering, go to the Minnetrista website or Facebook.
Up next, Chicago federal agents are being accused of violating a judge's restriction orders. Find out the details of today's court filing.
And one important program is sticking around despite the government shutdown. See how it is continuing.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome back. Federal agents in Chicago are accused of defying a judge's order restricting their use of force. A new court filing today claims Border Patrol agents continue to use tear gas with little or no warning, violating a temporary restraining order issued earlier this month. The filing describes an October 25th incident in the city's Old Irving Park neighborhood. That's where masked agents allegedly tackled several people, including a 70-year-old man. The judge's orders prohibits agents from using tear gas or tackling individuals unless there's an immediate threat of serious harm. A top Border Patrol official is expected to face questions about those actions in federal court tomorrow.
Despite the federal government shutdown, a key program that provides food assistance to pregnant women, new moms, and young children in need will continue. The Agriculture Department confirmed today the WIC program will keep running for the foreseeable future. The department is using tariff money to keep the program going. WIC serves nearly 7 million people across the country.
And I'll have an update on Hurricane Melissa and your Halloween forecast coming up after the break.
After his wife passed, my neighbor Larry started drinking a lot. He was in distress and acting out. He had guns around, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. I pressed pause. Our local authorities filed a firearm restraining order to temporarily remove the guns. It gave Larry the time he needed to get help. It wasn't easy, but we got through it together. Learn more at illinois.gov/pause to heal.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You can certainly feel that crisp air across most of East Central Indiana and most of the Midwest tonight here. We start out here in local or East Central Indiana temperatures, 54 in Muncie, 51 in Marion, 50 in Hartford City, the cold spot right now as we head into the evening hours. It's really going to cool down into the lower 40s tonight as we head across tonight and into tomorrow morning. Those clouds are going to stick around, mostly cloudy, a low of 41 degrees with that east wind at about 10 miles an hour, keeping it quite brisk out there into tomorrow morning. I mentioned those clouds are going to stick around, and they're really going to be battling the sunshine throughout the day tomorrow here. We're going to see a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. 41 degrees at that bus stop, 55 degrees by the lunchtime hour, then up to 60 at 5 p.m. But you start to see those clouds really move in into the afternoon, and those winds pick up out of the east at about 10 miles an hour all the way up to 15 miles an hour as we head into the overnight, into the evening hours. Quiet here, but it's really a different scenario here as we look at the Southern Caribbean overnight. This is Hurricane Melissa, a Category 5 hurricane expected to make landfall in southern Jamaica early tomorrow morning with sustained winds of 175 miles an hour. No threat to the United States, but certainly a catastrophic situation developing for Jamaica, Cuba, and other parts of the Caribbean as we look ahead tonight. Here tomorrow and into the middle of the week in Muncie, we see some rain chances moving, especially along I-70 and south, Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon. And then that system really moves in late Wednesday and throughout most of the day Thursday as we see rain overspread the region throughout Thursday. The one caveat, though, is we start to see this move out into Halloween, maybe even a mix of sun and clouds into Halloween and then into the weekend here. Halloween remaining a little bit dry right now, but it's going to be windy these next few days here. We see these wind gusts up to the east at about 20 to maybe even 22, 23 miles an hour, peaking Tuesday night and then into early morning Wednesday here. So if you have any of those trick-or-treating plans before Halloween, maybe you want to hold on to that witch's hat or that bag of candy if you're headed out for any trick-or-treating here locally. Those winds will die down as we head into Halloween itself, though. If you're headed out to the pumpkin patch, it's really not going to be great weather to get those pumpkins, those last-minute jack-o'-lanterns in. Tuesday the best day, but Wednesday and Thursday is still going to be quite windy and quite wet, I should say, around most of East Central Indiana. Halloween, though, like I mentioned, dry, 54 degrees, mostly cloudy, really kind of middle of the road, very much going to feel like a fall day on Halloween, which I think we'll take after some really warm Halloweens here previously. If we look at our 7-day forecast, we see clouds and rainfall continue throughout most of the 7-day forecast. 59 on Tuesday, 53 on Wednesday, 51 on Thursday. Those rain chances really peak. 54 on Friday for a cloudy but dry Halloween right now. As we open up November, still below average, about 5 or 6 degrees below average, and then we cool down into the upper 40s next week to start out November. Have you guys gotten out and carved pumpkins yet?
No. I haven't done any fall things yet. I'm really sad.
I know, October has just completely gotten away from me. I didn't even buy a pumpkin this year.
You know, it actually feels like fall for once. Sometimes we get to Halloween and it just feels like spring, you know? But
it snowed one time
Yeah.
in Chicago a couple years
too
back.
long ago. It snowed here.
Honestly, I would rather wear stuff under the costume than not, because I don't know, it adds a little fun.
And like you saw in that graphic, anywhere from upper 70s to 30s, snow or April-like. And I really think Halloween is one of those where you can really start to feel the switch in seasons, especially.
I feel like every year is a little different. You have a toboggan on one year and then not the next, and you just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Noah. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Stephen Grotto has a preview of your sports.
Thanks, Josh and Abby. A former NFL player has been arrested, and a Ball State team held a game for a special cause. All this and more next in sports.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is pre-tirement.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Stephen Grotto with sports. A rough streak was broken Friday night as Muncie Central football won their first playoff game in nearly a decade. NewsLink Indiana's Jaden Collins caught up with the Bearcats to further understand their turnaround.
In recent years, moments like this have been few and far between for the Muncie Central Bearcats. However, this season, it's a different story. The Bearcats are 6-4 following their first playoff win since 2016 over the Marion Giants Friday night. Central ran for 370 yards and forced 4 interceptions in the statement win.
Muncie Central obviously haven't done that for a while, and they look down to us on football, and we're starting to put a notice to Muncie and the whole state that we're here and that we're going to do something.
After a 2-8 campaign last season and an off-season coaching change, the Bearcats began to hone in on the little things that make a team great.
We got more players staying after, making sure everything's cleaned up, making sure everybody's together, making sure everybody's heads are up. We uplifting each other more.
I feel like we got more guys disciplined this year. They're more like all in this year, and they're willing to be great and put in the work for it.
For Muncie Central, winning every game hasn't been the priority, but the focus this season has been on building a winning culture that radiates throughout the community.
To change the program for the kids coming up into Central, having them that mindset, because, you know, in the past they feel like we're not really that good and stuff like that, but now if we change the culture and stuff like that, we can bring like a winning culture back to Muncie.
The Bearcats will take on Logansport at home Friday in the sectional semifinal. In Marion, Jaden Collins, NewsLink Indiana.
Keeping things on the gridiron, former NFL player Adrian Peterson has been arrested. The 40-year-old was taken into custody in a suburb of Houston on Sunday morning. According to jail records, Peterson faces DWI and gun charges for the second time this year. The first relates to an arrest made following a Vikings draft party. Peterson played in the NFL for 15 seasons. He earned league MVP honors in 2012 when he became one of only 9 running backs in NFL history to rush for 2,000 yards in a season. Serving things over to the court, Ball State women's volleyball team held a game for a special cause this past weekend. NewsLink Indiana's Addison Yoder took to the court for more.
Ball State women's volleyball team hosted their breast cancer awareness game this past weekend against the Ohio Bobcats. The Cardinals overcame the Bobcats in reverse sweep fashion, and to junior middle hitter Cameron Wise, this game was especially important as she has a close loved one who has been affected by breast cancer.
My mom actually had breast cancer, so it was really cool to be able to play. It's just cool to, support something bigger than ourselves. Our team motto is kind of like serving others, so it was really cool to be able to do that.
Fans were encouraged to wear pink to the game in support of those affected by breast cancer, and both teams wore pink attire to show their support on the court. Along with that, pink stress balls were handed out to fans before the game to help bring awareness. After the game, Coach Kelly Miller-Phillips gave her thoughts on the importance of the event.
It just gives you that second breath to you think about somebody, think about how cancer has affected so many different lives, so many different families. and just really have an appreciation for what we get to do and be grateful for the opportunity to get to play. The more that we can have awareness and continued research, continued knowledge to be able to hopefully find a cure.
After this weekend, the Lady Cardinals are now 14-9 on the season and 10-1 in the conference. Their next matchup is against the Miami Redhawks at home on Tuesday, October 28th at 6 p.m. In Muncie, Addison Yoder with NewsLink, Indiana.
You know, guys, it's really great to see all the Ball State sports, so many of them showing awareness for breast cancer during October.
You did a pack with rugby just a couple weeks ago.
Beginning of October, I did a pack with our women's rugby club. They did an event similar, raising money for awareness.
It's really cool to see our Cardinals kind of banding together for something outside of themselves. You know, sports is a thing to bring people together, so I'm just a little more.
And it's really great for the volleyball team who didn't just say, hey, we're spreading awareness for this and call it a breast cancer awareness game, but they also wore pink and handed out the stress balls, which is just a nice touch.
Yeah, it's really cool. Thank you so much, Steven. After the break, find out what Nelly Furtado is doing next.
And we have one final look at your weather. Stay tuned.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan. Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Abby, this fall weather it really just has me feeling like, I'll fly away.
So, do you know where your soul is? Or in fact, even where your home is?
I don't know where my home is.
Josh, and one thing I really need you to know is that Nelly Furtado fans are going to be shocked. And that's because the singer Nelly Furtado, the 46-year-old, posted on social media that she is taking a break from performing, and it is unclear if she will ever perform again. She said she plans to pursue other creative outlets, but did not reveal her plans. Furtado released 7, her latest studio album, last year. It was her first studio album in 7 years. The I'm Like a Bird singer went on tour this summer, but now she's had a change of heart and will stop performing for now.
It's got to be the worst news I've ever heard.
Honestly, is the weather just going to be as bad?
Well, I feel like the weather has kind of a change of heart too. You know, we're getting way colder. We don't really want to be out as much. 59 tomorrow, 53 on Wednesday, 51 on Thursday. If you really are a fan of these gray, gloomy days, you're going to really love this forecast. Continuing through Friday, 54 dry for those Halloween trick-or-treaters out there. 53 on Saturday, 55 on Sunday, 49 on Monday. You know, I like Halloween candy just as much as the other guys, but I think this is more hot chocolate weather as we head towards November.
For sure. Thank you so much, Noah. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page, YouTube channel, and WCRD 91.3.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to cardinalmediabsu.com. Have a great night and stay safe.